in Miami at a shopping mall, a giant creature, either an alien or one of the Nephilim, or I guess it could be something else, Bigfoot, or just a really tall, hairy guy, or so. Anyway, something was there, and there were a lot of cops, allegedly, and a bunch of people ran out screaming. And so, to help us analyze this really, really important story, we bring on Daily Wire's chief alien correspondent, Matt Walsh. Matt, can you take us through what's happening here?
Yeah, well, it's just like you. I woke this morning and I saw two things trending on Twitter. I saw aliens and I saw Miami Mall were the two things that were trending. And so I immediately knew that there are aliens at a Miami Mall, and that is exactly what has happened. So apparently, well, there's as always, there's the official story and then what really happened.
Mm-hmm.
So the official story is that there was some sort of fight at this mall in Miami, and a bunch of cops showed up to break up the fight. Now, when I heard that, I said to myself, that can't, a fight at a mall?
It's never happened.
That in Miami of all places?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? And so I said, that's not, no, something's wrong here. And then I dug a little bit deeper and I found that no, there are these stories about aliens. Now, the corporate media, the lib media is not reporting on the alien aspect at all. What you have to do is you have to go to the journalists on TikTok, which I don't know if you've done, Michael, but I've spent a lot of time this morning. In fact, I was supposed to be prepping for my own show, and for most of the time I was just watching TikTok videos about these aliens, and what they're claiming is it was not just one, but it was in fact a group of aliens between 8 and 10 feet tall that were at this mall, and then people fled, and the aliens could still be at the mall right now. I don't know where they are at the moment, but.
So we know not to trust the lamestream drive-by corporate media. They're not going to give us the truth. We all know that. Obviously, people on Twitter with lots of esoteric names and numbers in their accounts with like 3 to 20 followers are certainly much more trustworthy. Do we have any idea what the aliens were doing at the mall?
I don't think we know for sure, but I think it's not hard to imagine what they might be doing. I know a lot of people were skeptical about this because they said, well, you came all this way and the first thing you do is you stop at a mall in Miami. But I can absolutely see why. I mean, if you think about it, I don't know where they came from, but they've probably been in the spaceship for like thousands of years. And so they land the spaceship and they're like, well, they got to stretch their legs, first of all. And they need to get some supplies. They got to get some toiletries. I know you probably had the same thing where you go on a long trip with your family and you get to wherever you're going, and as soon as you park, one of your kids is like, oh, I forgot my jacket, or I don't have a shoe. And so then what do you do? What do you do? You find a mall in whatever place you went to buy, and so it could be something like that. They had to buy a jacket. I don't know.
I also have heard, and again, I'm not an astronomer or an astrologer, but I've heard that they don't have Spencer gift shops on Mars or planet Zebula 14. So they also might have just wanted to go get a whoopee cushion. I'm sure it wasn't the most humorous, journey over many, many light years. So they probably wanted to just buy a little gag, have some fun, spook out some people. Is there any chance that there is a more, logical or likely explanation for this, like that they're not extraterrestrial aliens, but that the shadowy figures on the footage were the Nephilim instead?
No, there's literally no other explanation that I could possibly think of. One of the TikTok videos that I watched was a man that was reporting anyway at the time that he actually was an eyewitness of this, and he said that he came out of a Foot Locker and people were running, and he looked behind him briefly and saw these shadowy figures that were coming after him. But he said something very interesting. I'm just quoting him here, but he actually said that when he looked, he saw quote unquote fat chicks running, and my point was like, well, why would fat chicks be running? It's not something they typically do, and there could have been, maybe they were giving free samples out at Cinnabon or something. But I think that it's like it could be that, or more like the scenarios that it was aliens or chasing. Now I will say that particular guy then did another video where he said that the last video was a hoax and that he was joking, but. That just tells me that they got to him. And
it does. Right now, go to goodranchers.com, use code Knowles. You know what I had for dinner? Mo, was it 2 nights ago? I had a beautiful, delicious Good Ranchers chicken. And usually I'm more of the Good Ranchers steak guy, but the chicken is also, it's just the best stuff out there. Put some prep in your step with Good Ranchers in this new year. It's a new year, new meat special. Delicious, safe, and convenient meal prep is just one box away. 2024 is your year to ditch the mystery of the meat aisle. Get American meat delivered right to your door instead. When you subscribe to any box of Good Ranchers, they will add over 2 pounds of pre-trimmed, better than organic chicken breasts to your order for free. Not once, not twice, but every order for a year. I just adore it. It's the highest quality stuff out there. The prices are unbelievably low. I asked the founder and CEO the other day, I said, how are you doing this? He said, well, my CFO doesn't like it, but anyway, the business is growing a lot, as well it should. Sign up right now. Go to goodranchers.com, use code Knowles, K-N-W-L-E-S, to enjoy free chicken in 2024, plus an additional $20 off your first order. If you want to start off your year right, then change the way you buy meat by switching to Good Ranchers. Subscribe today, use code Knowles to claim over $200 in free chicken and New Year savings. Goodranchers.com, American meat delivered. Look, I saw the most important video, the one that has gone viral and that continues to be trending even right now. And it's the video where they say, here you can see the giant 10-foot tall, dark, shadowy figure. And I will admit to you, Matt, as I looked at it, I don't really know what they're talking about because I just see like a light, like a kind of very pixelated light.
Oh, come on. No, you can see, you see there's a smudge. It's like a smudgy.
It's a smudge, yeah.
There's a smudgy, well, it's, first of all, look, we admit it was a low quality. The guy, whoever took the film, he had the first camera phone that's ever been made. And he pulled it out of his drawer. I wish he had used even like an iPhone 7 or something more recent.
Mm-hmm. A Nokia or a Polaroid, perhaps.
Anything would have been, but that's what he used. And you can see a smudgy figure walking. And then you keep in mind what some of the eyewitnesses have said, that the aliens are shadowy. And so it all kind of makes sense. This is why when you see aliens on film, they're always blurry. It's because the aliens themselves are literally...
They're blurry figures. Yes.
Exactly.
That makes sense. Some have suggested, Matt, that these kinds of stories making the rounds are nothing more than a distraction from stories that actually involve political corruption, say at the very heights of power, like, I don't know, to use a conspiracy theory, like the notion that the wealthiest, richest, most influential and famous people in the world would all go to a secret pedophile island in the Caribbean, and they were all caught on camera doing very criminal acts, and it was covered up by the intelligence agencies around the world, and blah, 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 conspiracy theories, whatever. Just to entertain the notion, do you think there's anything to that?
No, I don't think so. I don't think there's nothing to any theory that doesn't end in aliens. First of all, that's a general principle. That's a rule of thumb that I think gets you far in life. But also, in all seriousness, not that I'm not being serious already, the idea that that any of this stuff is a distraction doesn't work, because it's not a distraction. No one, nobody cares at all. No one cares about what we're talking about right now. Everyone's already turned off. Everyone has turned us off. No one is listening anymore.
I'm shocked they were listening in the first place.
Exactly. So if they're listening at all, they aren't listening anymore, because people should, don't get me wrong, people should care about the alien stuff. But I know from experience, it pains me deeply that nobody does. So anytime I hear this stuff about, this is the powers that be trying to distract us, there are so many ways to distract us that they don't need to resort to aliens. And also the aliens, for some reason, are the least distracting. They want to distract us. Something about Taylor Swift, like attending a Kansas City Chiefs game, is far more absorbing to people than aliens are. So
that's actually the strongest argument I've heard so far, that the alien thing isn't just a total psyop. Is you're right. They could point to the latest lunch that Kim Kardashian had, and everyone would turn their heads that way as well. Have you noticed there are some prominent conservatives of late who've suggested that perhaps the aliens, there's what we're calling the UFOs, they might actually be part of more of a spiritual conversation, and that maybe certain people in the do aliens exist or not debate who have suggested that they're more likely demons might be correct. Have you come across any of that commentary?
Like the commentary that you yourself have made many times?
And others?
Have I come across your own comment? I have come across that commentary when you've said it to me.
Yeah.
Directly. I come across it then, and I reject. It doesn't even make any sense. I don't understand the theory. Obviously, we know that demons are real, but they're flying through the sky randomly, and then
they're the powers of the air.
Well, hold on. I understand why aliens would be flying through the sky. I don't understand why and they're picked up on radar and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Why? What?
All right, we got to go. Man, what a great clip that was. Now, hold up, ring that bell, subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel. See you next time.